Welcome to Opera Man Dallas. What you just heard was the glass harmonica, which is played like rubbing a wine glass to make it sing. You will hear that again during Lucia's Mad Scene. Today I'm going to be reviewing Lucia di Lammermoor starring Diana Damrau. This is an updated Lucia. All of the information about the opera is in the description. It takes place in the 1900s. So how do you get 4 hours of drama in 2 hours? The solution is to use a split screen. Half of the stage is singing, the other half of the stage is showing you action that typically took place off stage, such as the murder of Arturo. In this is the I See Dead People opera. They don't just sing about ghosts, they're everywhere and major characters in this opera. Lucia has fallen in love with Edguardo, the local bad boy, and her brother's arch enemy. She describes and shows the ecstasy of their love. Edguardo arrives and she starts ripping his clothes off. What follows is a scene that leaves little to the imagination, and man, she hits some high notes. Afterwards, half of the audience went out to smoke a cigarette. Then, Edguardo says, "I'll catch you on the flip side, babe. I'm going out of town. I'll text you when I get to France." "What?" says Lucia. "You're just gonna hit it and quit it?" The next scene takes place several months later. Upon waking up, she gets sick. The next thing you know, she's got her head in the toilet. Yes, she is knocked up. Meanwhile, while she is puking her guts out, her brother, Enrico, is stealing her letters to and from Edguardo. Apparently, he was on the wrong side of the politics. He donated a bunch of money to Hillary Clinton, and now he's broke. He expected to be the ambassador to Monaco. So he needs Lucia to marry Arturo, a big-time rich Trump supporter. "I can't do that," she says. "We're Democrats. And besides, I love Edguardo." Her brother says, "Read this CNN report. Edgardo's in France with a bunch of Russian prostitutes peeing on his bed. Oh, by the way, Arturo's downstairs and he expects to get married today." Lucia doesn't know what to do. So they send in the priest to talk her into the wedding. He says, "Girl, you're in trouble. You better marry somebody before you start showing. You don't want to wind up being another single mom living on welfare down in the projects." Arturo shows up and he has a ring ready to make an honest woman at her. All of a sudden this becomes a shotgun wedding. "I give up," says Lucia. "Give me the damn dress." Act 2, we hear the chorus sing "Immenso Jubilo," which means, "Get down, let's party tonight." On the other half of the stage, we see Lucia getting dressed. "Where's Lucia?" says Arturo. "Remember," her brother says, "she is sad over the death of her mother." "What?" says Arturo. "I heard she's still in love with Edguardo." "Oh no," says Enrico, "it's the ghost of her mother. We see ghosts everywhere." Lucia shows up and she is not happy. Meanwhile, Edguardo climbs into the window 5 minutes too late. Enrico tells her, "Smile, bitch, I need this to work." She belts down some jello shots and starts to feel a little better. She is forced to sign the wedding contract. And then, guess who shows up? Edguardo! He lays a big one on her, and then we hear one of the best sextets ever written, "Che mi fidi in testa momento," which means, in this moment, everything's turned to crap. They show Edguardo the wedding contract, and he says, "What the heck? I'm out of town for a week and you marry another guy?" So he trashes the place, slaps Lucia around, and they kick Edguardo out. Meanwhile, Lucia is left with the ghosts. Act 3. the left side of the screen, we see Lucia's wedding chamber. On the right side of the screen, Edguardo is back at his home. When I was in the production of Lucia, I talked to the singer who played Arturo and told him he was robbed because he didn't get to have a death scene. Well, while Enrico is challenging Edguardo to a duel, Lucia is stabbing the heck out of Arturo. And he does not go down easy. He fights for about 5 minutes. This is one of the best death scenes ever. The priest hears the ruckus, and he comes into Lucia's bedroom. "What happened here?" he says. Lucia says, "Well, I spilled some water, he slipped, he landed about 12 times on my letter opener." At this point in time, Lucia is not that bloody, but then all of a sudden she doubles over and she's starting to have a miscarriage. And what follows is a death scene like no other. She rejoins the party, and as she gets bloodier and bloodier, they pick her up and they set her on the pool table. I wouldn't want that cleaning bill. She imagines her wedding with Edguardo. The ghosts show up. Diana Damrau really sells nuts. And she continues to hemorrhage. No one helps her. And finally, she collapses in what would normally be the death scene brought on by running out of notes. But this is not the end of Lucia. The next scene, Edguardo shows up at the graveyard for the duel with Enrico. The crew shows up with the body of Arturo. They inform him that Lucia is dying, so he runs off to see Lucia. But by the time he gets there, she's in a bathtub and she has slashed her wrist. Finally, a death scene that makes sense. Edguardo says, "Right behind you, babe," and he slashes his own wrists and then cuts his throat for good measure. All of the principals are dead. Curtain. I hope you have enjoyed this review of Lucia di Lammermoor. Thank you for watching. Click on the circle on this side of the screen to subscribe.